Have you ever been with a guy who was all over you 1 minute, completely obsessed, and then suddenly out of nowhere, the spark just vanished? You start wondering, did I do something wrong? Did he lose interest? But here's the truth that no one really tells you. Most of the time, it's not about how you look, what you wore, or even how good you were in bed. It's about the energy you bring into those moments, because there are a few subtle things women do, often without realizing it, that instantly kill a man's desire. See, a man's attraction isn't just physical, it's deeply psychological. You could be the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, but if something shifts in the energy, if he stops feeling that emotional connection, that spark of mystery and confidence, his desire flickers out like a candle in the wind. And the worst part, he might not even be able to explain why. He'll just feel it. He'll start pulling away, making excuses, acting distant, and you're left confused, trying to piece together what changed. But here's the good news. This isn't about trying harder or being someone you're not. It's about understanding the psychology of connection. Because when a woman truly gets how a man's mind works, what turns him on emotionally and what quietly turns him off, she becomes unforgettable. She becomes the woman he can't stop thinking about long after she's gone. So in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 things women unknowingly do in bed that instantly kill a man's desire, and more importantly, how to avoid them so you can build a deeper, lasting connection that keeps the spark alive long after the lights go out. Trust me, once you understand these 5 things, you'll never see intimacy the same way again. One of the biggest mistakes many women make, and they don't even realize they're doing it, is treating intimacy like a performance. It's almost as if they're on stage trying to prove they're exciting, confident, or good enough. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. The moment it starts to feel like an act, the connection begins to fade. A man can feel when you're performing instead of feeling. It's subtle but powerful. Maybe you're overthinking what to do next, worrying about how you look, or trying to copy something you saw in a movie or read in a magazine. It might look fine on the surface, but to him it feels off. It's like he's connecting with the version of you that's trying too hard, not the real you. And no matter how much chemistry there was at the start, that sense of authenticity is what keeps a man truly engaged. Because here's what most women don't realize. Men crave emotional connection, even in the most physical moments. He wants to feel you, your energy, your confidence, your presence. Not the version of you who's trying to do everything right. When you let go of that pressure to perform, something magical happens. You become more natural, more spontaneous, more alive. Think about it this way. When you're lost in your head, is he liking this? Do I look okay? Am I doing it right? You're not present. And when you're not present, he feels disconnected. But when you stop thinking and start feeling, when you respond instinctively, when your movements come from emotion rather than expectation, you draw him in. That's the difference between being good in bed and being unforgettable. Men remember how a woman makes them feel. The small details, the genuine laugh, the unexpected whisper, the look in your eyes when you're completely there with him, those are the things that stick. When you're authentic, you create an energy that can't be faked. And that energy is what keeps his desire alive long after the night is over. So here's the takeaway. Stop trying to impress him. Stop worrying about what he's thinking. Because the truth is, he's not analyzing every move. He's sensing your energy. Be playful. Be expressive. Let your natural rhythm guide you. The confidence that comes from being comfortable in your own skin will do more for his attraction than any technique ever could. At the end of the day, a man doesn't fall for a woman who performs. He falls for the woman who's present, the one who lets herself be vulnerable, who feels instead of fakes, who connects instead of copies. Because when you drop the act and simply allow yourself to be real, you stop being just another experience and become an unforgettable connection. Let's talk about something most people overlook: eye contact. It sounds so simple, right? Yet, this tiny thing has the power to build or break desire faster than almost anything else. When a woman avoids eye contact during intimate moments, maybe because she feels shy, nervous, or insecure, she unknowingly creates distance. It's like turning off the emotional light in the room, and even if everything else seems perfect, a man can feel that the connection has dimmed. You see, men might not always talk about it, but they crave emotional presence just as much as physical closeness. The way you look at him, even for a few seconds, tells him whether you're really there with him or just going through the motions. It's not about staring intensely, it's about letting him see you. When you hold eye contact, you communicate vulnerability, confidence, and trust all at once. It says, I'm not hiding, I'm here. I want you to feel me, not just touch me. And that level of openness hits a man deeper than anything physical ever could. But when you look away, too often, cover your face, or close yourself off emotionally, he starts to feel like you're somewhere else, like your body is there, but your heart isn't. And when that happens, his desire begins to fade because he doesn't feel that emotional feedback loop. It's like trying to dance with someone who's not moving to the same rhythm. Men fall for women who make them feel seen. When he catches your eyes and sees softness, warmth, or even playfulness, he feels invited. It gives him permission to be more open, more genuine. In that moment, you're not two people performing, you're two people connecting. And connection is what keeps desire alive. Think about your favorite romantic scenes in movies. It's not the grand gestures that make them powerful. It's the pause, the slow, intentional moment when two people lock eyes and everything else fades away. That's what men remember. That's what they crave. So if you've ever felt disconnected in those moments, ask yourself, was I really present? Was I in my head, worrying about how I looked, or was I allowing myself to be emotionally seen? The truth is, vulnerability is magnetic. It's what turns attraction into intimacy. It tells a man, you're safe with me, you can let your guard down here. And that feeling, that emotional safety, is what transforms physical desire into something much deeper. So don't be afraid to meet his eyes. Don't rush to hide your expressions or emotions, because when you allow him to see the real you, the shy smile, the spark in your eyes, the little moments of nervousness, that's when he truly connects. Desire dies in silence and distance, but it thrives in presence and openness. When you let your eyes speak, when you allow your emotions to be seen without words, you create something unforgettable, not just a moment, but a memory that lingers long after. And that's what makes a woman truly powerful in a man's world. Not perfection, not performance, but presence. You know what quietly kills a man's desire faster than almost anything else? When a woman starts criticizing herself in the middle of something beautiful. It could be something as small as saying, ugh, I look awful right now, or don't look at my stomach, or even a nervous laugh followed by, I know I'm not that attractive. She might think she's being modest or self-aware, but to a man, it changes everything. It breaks the energy, the magic, the flow, because what he sees as captivating, she's tearing down with her own words. Here's what most women don't realize. When a man is drawn to you, he's not analyzing your flaws. He's caught up in your energy. He's attracted to how you make him feel in that moment. When you start pointing out the things you dislike about yourself, you're taking his focus away from the connection and forcing him into his head. Suddenly, instead of being lost in the chemistry, he's thinking, should I say something? How do I make her feel better? The desire turns into discomfort, and what could have been an incredible experience becomes emotionally complicated. Confidence isn't about having the perfect body. It's about owning the one you have. When a woman is comfortable in her own skin, it's intoxicating. There's something powerful about someone who knows their imperfections and still moves with grace and confidence. That energy pulls a man in because it tells him, I'm not looking for your approval. I'm already comfortable being me. And that kind of self-assurance is magnetic. It makes you stand out in a way that perfection never could. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who wasn't conventionally attractive but had that undeniable charm? The kind of person who walks into a room and instantly draws attention without even trying? That's confidence. That's self-acceptance radiating through energy. And in intimate moments, that's what makes a man fall deeper. It's not your shape, your size, or the angle of the light. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you believe in your own worth. When a woman constantly criticizes herself, it also sends another subtle message that she's not emotionally open to being loved. It's as if she's building a wall between herself and the person trying to connect with her. You can't invite love or passion in when you're too busy rejecting yourself. But when you allow yourself to simply be, to breathe, to smile, to exist without apology, you make space for real intimacy. And that's when desire deepens. The truth is, every woman has insecurities, even the ones who seem confident. But the difference between women who kill attraction and those who amplify it isn't the absence of insecurity, it's the decision not to lead with it. When you stop focusing on what's wrong with you and start embracing what's right, you unlock something irresistible. Your energy becomes lighter, warmer, more magnetic. You stop seeking validation because you already carry it within you. So instead of saying, don't look at me, try saying, come closer. Instead of apologizing for how you look, own it. Because that moment isn't about perfection, it's about connection. And when you let go of judgment and let yourself be seen, you become unforgettable. A man doesn't remember the flaws you were worried about. He remembers the confidence you carried, the comfort you exuded, and the way you made him feel fully accepted just by being your beautiful, imperfect, authentic self. There's one thing that quietly drains the spark out of even the most passionate connection: when a woman becomes too passive. You can think of it like dancing with someone who never moves to the rhythm. You're there, the energy is there, the music is playing, but one person is just standing still, waiting for the other to lead everything. At first, a man might not even notice it, but over time, that lack of engagement starts to dull his desire. It's not because he wants control, it's because he wants connection. He doesn't want to feel like he's the only one bringing energy into the moment. He wants to feel your involvement, your curiosity, your spark. Too often, women have been conditioned to think they should let him lead. That being quiet, reserved, or passive is attractive. But what men truly crave isn't obedience or silence, it's participation. They want to feel that you're there with them, that you're emotionally and energetically invested. Because the truth is, men might initiate physical intimacy, but what keeps them emotionally connected is your response. When you show enthusiasm, when you engage, when you're not afraid to express what feels good or what you want, you give him permission to be fully present too. Passivity sends a subtle signal that you're detached, that you're letting things happen rather than experiencing them. And that makes the moment feel empty. But when you're playful, when you take initiative in small ways, when you whisper something back, or guide his hand, or even smile with that quiet confidence, that's when everything changes. You're not just someone he's with, you become someone he's connected to. It turns a routine experience into a shared one, filled with emotion and meaning. Men are deeply responsive creatures. They feed off your energy. If you're open, curious, and engaged, he feels that. He feels desired. He feels chosen. But if you seem passive or indifferent, he starts to feel like he's performing for an audience, and that performance energy kills real intimacy. Because no man wants to feel like he's doing all the work. He wants to feel like he's building something together with you, an experience, a rhythm, a moment that both of you are creating equally. Being active doesn't mean being aggressive or taking over. It means letting your emotions show. It means expressing your pleasure, your interest, your affection in ways that feel natural to you. Maybe it's the way you respond to his touch, or the way you draw him closer instead of waiting for him to come to you. Maybe it's your laughter, your teasing, your warmth. Those tiny things carry massive energy, and that energy fuels his desire. Because when he feels you meeting him halfway, it tells him he's not just wanted physically, he's wanted emotionally. When a woman brings her own energy into intimacy, it creates chemistry that feels alive. It's unpredictable, dynamic, and powerful. It's like the difference between watching a movie and living one. You're not a bystander. You're a co-creator. And that's what makes him obsessed. The feeling that he's part of something real, something that moves, something that breathes. You become the woman who doesn't just exist in his world, you ignite it. So stop waiting for him to lead every moment. Bring your own rhythm, be expressive. Let him feel that you want him just as much as he wants you. Because nothing is more attractive to a man than a woman who's not afraid to meet him in the middle emotionally, mentally, and energetically. When you do, the connection becomes electric, unforgettable, and deeply satisfying on both sides. That's when intimacy stops being just physical and turns into something far more powerful, a shared experience that keeps him craving your energy long after the moment has passed. There's a quiet, tender moment that happens after every intimate experience, and most people completely overlook it. The lights dim, the adrenaline fades, and what's left is raw emotion. This is the moment where the real connection is either strengthened or broken. When a woman ignores that moment when she gets up too quickly, checks her phone, changes the subject, or emotionally distances herself, she might not realize it, but she's sending a powerful message. That was just physical. And to a man who's emotionally aware, that shift can make his desire fade faster than anything else. You see, men might not talk about it openly, but they crave emotional reassurance just as much as women do. They want to know that what just happened wasn't empty, that it meant something. Even the most confident man, the one who acts like he doesn't care, feels that emotional drop when intimacy ends abruptly, without warmth. Because for men, physical closeness and emotional safety are deeply intertwined. When he feels emotionally accepted afterward, it doesn't just satisfy his ego, it builds his trust, his respect, and his long-term attraction toward you. Aftercare isn't about grand gestures or dramatic confessions. It's about presence. It's about staying in the softness of the moment. Maybe it's lying there in silence. Maybe it's tracing your fingers along his arm. Maybe it's laughing quietly about something small. Those tiny human moments whisper something powerful. You're safe with me. And that sentence, even if it's never spoken, is what keeps desire alive, long after everything else fades. When a woman emotionally checks out too soon, it often comes from fear of vulnerability, fear of being judged, fear of seeming too attached. Society teaches women to play it cool, to not care too much, to never give a man too much emotional power. But connection doesn't make you weak, it makes you magnetic. When you allow yourself to stay present in those quiet moments, you're showing confidence, not neediness. You're saying, I'm secure enough to be open. And that kind of emotional maturity is irresistible. Men remember how they feel after being with you far more than what happened during. If the last thing he feels is distance or detachment, his mind starts to associate intimacy with emptiness. But if the last thing he feels is warmth, your touch, your laugh, your attention, he begins to crave not just your body, but your energy, because that's the part that feels rare in a world full of surface level interactions. Emotional aftercare is also what separates attraction from attachment. When a man feels emotionally acknowledged after intimacy, it reassures him that what happened wasn't just physical pleasure, it was emotional safety. It tells him he can open up more, be himself, and trust that the connection won't disappear the next day. That's how relationships evolve from chemistry to depth. The most magnetic women are the ones who understand this balance, the ability to be sensual and soft, but also emotionally grounded. They know how to hold space for a man without losing themselves. They can laugh, talk, listen, or just be there without needing to control the outcome. That presence creates peace, and peace keeps a man coming back again and again. So after the lights fade and the world gets quiet, don't rush away. Stay in that moment a little longer. Touch him, smile, say something simple, something kind, because that's what he'll remember later, not just what happened, but how it felt to be with you. That lingering warmth, that emotional safety, that feeling of being seen, that's what truly binds desire to connection. And when you understand that, you stop being just another moment in his life and become the memory he keeps coming back to. So here's the truth: desire doesn't die because of time, age, or routine. It dies when we stop showing up emotionally. The 5 things we talked about: performing instead of feeling, hiding emotion, criticizing yourself, being too passive, and ignoring the emotional aftercare. They don't just switch off a man's attraction. They disconnect you from your own feminine power. And when you lose touch with that energy, intimacy starts to feel mechanical instead of magical. But when you start doing the opposite, when you're present, expressive, confident, and emotionally open, something shifts. You become magnetic. You become the kind of woman who doesn't just attract attention, but keeps it. Because your energy isn't trying to prove anything. It's simply inviting connection. That's what every man craves, even if he never says it out loud. A woman who feels deeply, who knows herself, and who isn't afraid to let him in. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on which of these patterns might be showing up in your own life. Awareness is where change begins. And if you want more honest, empowering conversations like this about love, attraction, and emotional connection, make sure you subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with another woman who needs to hear it. Because when women understand what truly keeps desire alive, relationships stop being confusing and